Hello everyone, it is the Social Club. This week we're going to be kicking things off by talking about Troy Deeney, which I never thought I'd ever say in my life. But no, he's made himself a bit of a cult internet hero almost overnight, being involved in Watford's win over Arsenal, of course, but also then coming out and basically using every single interview opportunity to say how much he doesn't like Arsenal and how much he enjoys getting stuck into them. He accused them of lacking cojones, which is a really interesting way to describe the word bollocks.
Yeah.
Steyhausen joins us, Ped, as well. Hello, gents. He's not told us anything we didn't know.
No, I'm surprised at the reaction, to be honest. Or is it people that it's a little bit refreshing for a change that footballers actually say what we all think?
Yeah. Is that, we were discussing this morning, weren't we?
We were talking about it. Can I just make a point? Troy Deeney, good honesty, terrible father.
Terrible father.
Terrible father.
Letting his kid be an
Letting his kid... No, just any father who lets his kid get away from him, from the team he supports, is a terrible father, as far as I'm concerned.
I don't get how that goes down.
I don't understand how that goes down, and I don't understand why you would buy your child a kit of a team you fucking hate. Why would you do that? Idiot. Anyway, I want footballers to be like boxers. I want them to go into matches telling everyone...
Brain damaged.
Yes. Brain damaged, but ultimately rich.
Yes.
Until he pisses it all up against the wall.
Yeah.
I want them to all play in Vegas. No, I want them all to...
2 o'clock
I want
in the
them to go into games just telling everybody what they're going to do to the opposition. Yeah. And then afterwards just coming out and being brutally honest. And if they said, you know, I've smashed them up.
You mean you want it to be like the football equivalent of sexting? Like, you know, this is what I'm going to do to you, and then it doesn't quite go through. It doesn't quite work out that way on the pitch.
Do you know what, it'd be absolutely amazing if that was the case.
Wouldn't it be boss though? If footballers just dead honest, go, we're going to do. Do you know what? We watched these last week.
Nothing Deeney said was mad.
It's like when you play someone and they go, oh, they're a good side. And
you
even
mean like anyone England plays that's ranked in the bottom 200?
But even if yourself and someone goes, oh, like a couple of years ago, there were people going, oh, Goodison Park's a difficult place to go. No, it wasn't. We were fucking rubbish. Martinez was our manager.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's going to be a tough game today. Just be honest and go, you know what, we should be battling these. These are shite. These are not even our league.
You are right. But before we get away with this, because we asked on Twitter whether Arsenal fans, whether you felt it was out of order or whatever. We got a few responses back. Cameron Fayaz is a big Arsenal fan, and Deeney comments are 100% bang on. You think Adams or Bold would let Cleverly score? Clinical Nico says, I think it's become an easy criticism for Arsenal, but in reality our problems stem from our manager and lack of quality players, which I take a little bit of umbrage with. And AFC Glenn says simply spot on. Let's pick up on Nico's comment there. I think the manager's an easy target, I think.
It's a bit boring now, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and I don't think we can ignore it, but we'll come on to that in a second. A lack of quality players?
Yeah, I think Arsenal are quite average.
Really?
Against Watford?
But you don't throw that line out.
I just did.
Well, you did.
Like you've got the likes of Sanchez and Ozil and
so was Sanchez playing?
And Lacazette and doesn't matter. They had Troy Deeney and
yeah,
Cleverly,
well, listen, anyone,
right? Know what I mean?
Anyone called Troy? Sorry.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyone called Troy?
More like McClure.
He's
dead,
not a footballer. His name's Troy, and he literally looks like an avatar. He does look like an avatar. You know, if he was blue, he would be Jigsaw.
Yeah, absolutely spot on.
So I take dispute with that. But no, I think Arsenal are a very average, got a very average squad. They're blessed in certain areas, but we said it in the summer, and people go, "Why are you always picking on Arsenal?" Because you allow us to. They didn't strengthen in the areas they should have strengthened. It's so obvious.
But they was telling us Lacazette's like the most clinical striker in world football. That's what they said in the summer. Sanchez is being linked with the likes of Bayern Munich and places like that. He's not a bad player. Ozil's being linked with United and going back to Spain and stuff like that. There's some top draw players in there. Now they haven't got an 11. They haven't got an 11.
What if all those three players got in common?
Oh, they're all bouncing.
They all want to move. They all want to leave.
But yeah, I mean, I guess the thing is, we have this, and I think there's a wider question here of why is there always at least one manager in crisis of the top clubs in the league? But we need it, like we need to have it to talk about. Now, I think we all knew that Arsenal wasn't going to be fixed by giving Arsene Wenger another contract and just signing Lacazette effectively. But I'm not sure that when they're playing well, these players are not bang average players. But when you lose a game like that, it's very tempting to go, oh no, these are guys. Roland Koscielny is a French international. I know he's injured for the last 5 minutes of the game, so he's not there for the conclusion of it and what have you. Well, Rob Holding is. They've made the decision that he's again this season. Rob Holding's been getting rave reviews. He's a good player. Per Mertesacker is a World Cup winner, and say what you want about him. I know he's not played a lot of football in the last season and a half.
So was Bobby Charlton.
But he's still
I wouldn't have him in my team,
but he's not. But you talk about he's not a bad footballer.
Goal or two at the moment.
These are not bad. These are not bad players.
All right, I understand that, right?
Goalkeeper.
But if you was to sit here last year around the same time and that's what Arsenal lacked, it's exactly what Troy Deeney said. Bollocks. So who did they buy or what did they do to change that? Nothing. Yeah, so why is anything going to be different? Yeah. I've been saying this for 4 years. The moment he lost Gilberto Silva was the end of the Arsenal that Wenger created. They have not... That jacket is shite. He's fucking shite. They can talk him up as much as they want. He'd probably make a half-decent right-back or something. He is not a centre midfielder, a whole... Did you see him when Tom Cleverley... Tom Cleverley. Did you see when Tom Cleverley got the ball?
Spanish Tom.
He looked at him. He gave him about 2 seconds eye contact. Go ahead, lad. All right, you're Tom Cleverley. I expected to miss, but he didn't. There's no bollocks in that side.
Having both seen a substantial amount of Tom Cleverley, would you have expected him to finish that?
Yeah, I didn't mind.
He's got the occasional random spectacular in him, but it's not. It's not a trait that you think.
Except he was mates with Chad Edmonds. What I thought that was weird.
Cleared. Carry on.
I didn't say it. I thought it was weird.
Cleared. Carry on.
I thought it was weird.
Cleared. Carry on.
Keys in the bowl.
Cleared. Carry on.
Didn't say anything.
Carry on.
Okay. They have not got bollocks. And listen, if you want to win the league, you've got to have a certain degree of skill, ambition, snideness, and ultimately, as Tim Flowers would say, that no one will know who Tim Flowers is, bottle.
It's twofold, because it's not only did he not have someone with a better bottle, I'd say it's bottle and it's grit, and it's that ability to sometimes maybe win ugly and grind a result
out. Those games as well, those games. Yeah.
And it's also a tactical nous, because Wenger does not strike you as a manager that's going to really think about the opposition. He seems like the kind of guy that's like, I want to play a certain way, and I'm going to play a certain way, whether I'm playing Sutton United or Barcelona. And that is a flaw in Wenger, I think.
Just on the wider question then, is that like why do we feel is it because the news needs someone to be in a mad crisis at all times to fill the vacuum? Because we have it in a general sense, like at Liverpool, how there's always one player that is like he's saying his name, everyone's talking about them, and it's like, oh, Alberto Moreno, for example. Is this a real thing, or is it a thing that's being manufactured just to generate clicks?
Because it is real.
There will always be in every walk of life. You always need a runt or a black sheep. Even if you had the 20 fittest men or women in the world, you'd have to have one of them would have to be uglier than the other 19, wouldn't he? That's the only way I can say. You know what I mean? You have to have a definite. If you put the 20 best teams in a World Super League, and they're the greatest teams of all time, one of them would have to be shitter than the other 19. You will always need that.
Is this then a byproduct of the amount of quality we've got and the amount of Champions League places?
That's the irony.
Really?
Yeah, because
but my point being that if you're not comfortably ensconced within top 4 for the whole season, then effectively you're the next.
It's not just that Arsenal are in danger of not, and I say this not lightly, like Arsenal are in danger of not finishing in the top 8. Because it's so hard to compete with Europa League when you don't have that level of grit in you. So you're going to have to grind at some point to get through the Europa League and to maintain the league.
They've been handling the Europa League now quite well. So
we're 2 games in or something.
Well, I think the thing about Arsenal is they don't seem to be spreading the goals around either, which they used to. There doesn't seem to be that spreading around of the goals. And they're the kind of team who have blips and then a brilliant, and then have another blip and then a brilliant. But what's that form going to do for you? Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, the fact that we're talking about them now is testament to the fact that they are a big club and are a big news story.
But it should be talking about these
story all the time.
Instead of talking about Mourinho getting a point, the fact that Arsenal have lost to Watford and Chelsea lose to a team that not even scored all season until now. That should be what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to talk.
But this is the thing. That was a shock. That was a shock. We can say it's nothing new, but Watford coming from a goal down and snatching a 2-1 win at the death is still a shock. It's still a shock result. So it's not nothing. It's just not nothing new. Although at the same time, Troy Deeney's not wrong in what he says, because I say we all know, everyone knows what is your tactical insight into how to beat Arsenal? Get stuck into them.
Kick them up the arse.
Get stuck into them. But just let's flip it back to Troy Deeney, because we mentioned at the start. It was almost shocking to hear him say to a footballer come out and speak honestly about how he approaches a football match. And I loved because he did it on BT, but he also did his post-match interview, and he said the ugly stuff. And he basically said really horrible to himself. He M&M's, he B-rabbits himself, doesn't he, by basically saying all the bad things about himself, but and then puts a positive spin on it.
I always find it funny when when you hear a football after the game and you hear them on about 4 different interviews, and it's almost like they get that one thing in their head and they just go, I'm going to hit this.
Like a politician.
I'm going to hit this on every single thing. And he obviously thought, you know what? He was belittling himself, but I actually think it was almost a call as well to what he offers Watford now, and people talking him down and maybe seeing what he can't do. And he was just basically saying, that's what I can do, and there's a place for it in football. Yeah. And maybe if Arsene Wenger recognised that, then maybe there'd be a few more Troy Deeneys knocking around the likes of Arsenal.
Yeah.
Because that's certainly what they could do with. I mean, before the Premier League, they had people like Alan Smith who could do those kind of things. Those kind of players have gone out of fashion, but he proved that there's still a place for those kind of players. It mightn't be every week, it might be for every occasion.
Yeah. But have a plan B.
Everyone needs those. I think everyone needs those Sean Dundees of the world.
No, he was a terrible example of it. Although he did have a game named after him in Germany.
What was it called?
Sean Dundee's Shocker, I think. We haven't got it on retro. It's one of a few gaps. But no, I think the point is good, and again, it gives you some encouragement to footy and gives us all some encouragement, because Troy Deeney's a much better footballer than we'll ever be, of course. But the notion that someone like him, by his own definition, who's not a world-class footballer, not this great talent, can come in and impact football games at the highest level.
There's leagues within the league, isn't there? There's leagues within the league.
Yeah. Like I say, I enjoyed the game. I genuinely let out a little. It was one of those footy moments. I'd love to Tom Cleverley or Watford. Watford are pricks. They've got Z cars as their entrance music, just like Hughes, which is shit.
Why have they got a moose when they're called the Hornets?
They've got they've got like an alien, haven't they, as well, that walks around. They've got an alien that walks around and bangs a drum, which is actually, you see what they do, it's actually quite amazing how they get the kids. I don't like Watford. I've seen us be terrible at Watford in the last couple of years. No love for them. But I let out a whoop of footballing delight when that goal went
in.
Beat
us there last year.
The only reason I'd get off at Watford is for Harry Potter Land, obviously.
Yeah, that obviously.
Obviously, or somewhere just to park your car and then get the train to London.
Yeah.
No, I think what's great is though, Troy Deeney, as I said, has shown that there is still a place in football for those kind of players. And maybe if Arsenal utilised one, they'd be higher in the league. Either that, or he just fucking hates his son. And it was just a call out to his son to say, listen, I'm not really your dad. And your real dad is an Arsenal fan, and if I had my way, I would have made you a Watford fan. It was just
for those who missed that. He basically said, didn't he, that his son texted him saying, "I hate you," because his son's an Arsenal fan. Yeah, that got me.
Honestly, how does this happen? No, I really want to explore how this happens. Because I had a word with James
off the ball,
and then take the fucking phone off the little bastard.
No, I know it's true. His phone gets. But I have this. Like me soon-to-be father-in-law is an Evertonian, and they look after me kids a lot. But you've got to keep working. You've got to make sure that you keep on top of it. You can't take your eyes off the ball, because he'd happily convert my uncle, who's a Man United fan,
I'd be very
tried to convert me and my cousin. You've got to keep your eyes on the prize.
And I'd be very disappointed in you. If you're,
I'd be disappointed in me.
Exactly. Even if your kids saying Evertonians, it make me laugh. But I'd be disappointed in you as a father. I just wouldn't rank you as a human being.
No, like your son's from Manchester, so there's a reasonable chance that he could support Man City, more so than. But you wouldn't have it. What if he come to you and play?
I've actually had the conversation with him. When he was 14 months, I took him to Old Trafford, and then he went to pretty much every single game for about 5 years until he got too big to carry in for free. Now I have to pay for an adult ticket for him, and he comes to 10, 15 games a season with me. And we just had a random conversation. He wasn't thinking about. He just went, what would happen if I supported someone else? I went, well, you don't support anyone else, and you wouldn't support anyone else. And I said, you know what? I said, I don't even care who you support.
What would happen if my fist made contact with your face?
I just
what
said,
do you think would happen?
Here's the thing. If you was like, oh, Dad, I support Sheffield Wednesday now, I'd be like, all right, well, I'm never taking you to a game, so get out of your head.
You're not getting a kit.
Never buying you a shirt.
Getting
I
two
said,
left
and I'm going Old
fucking
Trafford every
shoes.
week. Like, it just wouldn't happen.
Exactly. That's what I don't understand. I see people and they buy the kids kits and you go, no, you don't. No, you fucking don't. You buy them everything. Your club.
Get a job.
So that they've got no clothes. No clothes. They've got no options. And then you get that sly uncle who'll be like, yeah. Him. Fuck him.
He's not invited to
Fuck him.
Christmas.
He's not coming.
Something
Uncle
personal there, isn't there?
Uncle Knobhead's not coming. Uncle Knobhead's never coming and touching me or anything.
Just to clarify
Did someone
as well.
buy you a red hat when you were a kid?
Yeah, honestly. Bear in mind, the man who gave me a Goonies t-shirt the other week because it was red. So
Yeah.
you got to be careful, like, you know what I mean? Would you we're going well over on this show, but do you have a problem with the colour sky blue? Would you ever wear something sky blue?
Yeah. City fans are weird, aren't they? They changed the ketchup colour temporarily at the Etihad. They also changed, like in lifts, the LED. The default for LEDs is red, innit?
Sure.
Right? They paid a firm for someone who might be called my dad to change all of their LEDs in their lifts from red to blue.
Wow.
They are They bought Hyde United, didn't they? To be like a little feeder club for them and change them to Hyde FC and change the colour of the club from red to blue because they are just like
I see absolutely
embittered.
nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely fine
I see
behaviour,
absolutely nothing wrong with that.
who got the 1-to-1 logo changed to all white or all blue.
I have no
red,
issues with anything that they've been saying.
That sounds fantastic. You know what? This is a conversation on its own for another time. Anyway, thanks very much for watching Social Club. We're going to be here on Tuesday as well. We're spreading out during the week because we think Social Club is obviously the best thing on Ball Street. So we want to fill your week as much as possible.
The only thing, isn't it?
Well, no. James is going to do
did you do
Sunday
the content?
breakdown
I have
show.
no idea.
I mean,
I have no idea. Why would you?
To be fair, because we dominate the week. But and we're doing Ask the Club live as well. Loads of amazing Social Club content. Subscribe to Ball Street. Subscribe to Stay Housen. Subscribe to Toffee TV. If you want to subscribe to Full Time Devils as well, in a more general sense, you can do. But if you want Stay Housen, Stay Housen. If you want me, Mates TV. Thanks for watching. See you there. Ta-ra.